The creatures introduce themselves as owl, rabbit, Eeyore, piglet, and most importantly, Winnie-the-Pooh.
You're listening to Scotty and Andrew, and this is Fun with Horror.
Hi, I'm Scotty.
And I'm Andrew.
And welcome to episode number 92 of Fun with Horror, the movie review podcast in which two long-distance best friends give each other horror movies to watch and then discuss them the following week.
We have two rules here at Fun with Horror. Rule number one, whoever picks the movie has to pick one that they have never seen. Rule number two, we both have to watch it.
That's right. And last week was my choice, or last episode, and I chose the recent Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. This movie was directed by Rhys Frake-Waterfield, and it stars Nikolai Leon, Maria Taylor, Natasha Rose Mills, Amber Doig Thorne, Danielle Ronald, Natasha Tossini, Paula Coyce, May Kelly, Danielle Scott, Craig David Dowsett, Chris Cordell, Jillian Broderick, Marcus Massey, Richard D. Myers, Simon Ellis, Jace Rivers, Frederick Dalloway, and last but not least, Mark Haldor.
Wow. Oh boy, that's a lot. Please stay until the end of the episode for my pick for the next movie. Hi, bud. Jeez Louise, that was so many people. We usually do like three.
I did the entire IMDb.
Wow, that's literally the cast.
Because you know how many people mention Mark Haldor?
You're right, man.
When they talk about Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey, well, it's time that Mark had his due.
You're right. I hope he's listening to this, and I hope his day is immensely better because of this.
Mine is from talking about him.
Me too.
Mark Haldor,
too.
We love you at Fun with Horror.
We do.
He played Daryl, by the way. He's one of the guys, one of the mechanic guys or whatever.
Oh yeah.
No spoilers yet.
Not yet. Hey, also,
what?
I know this comes out on Tuesday, but I have to say, it's your birthday, buddy. It's your birthday today.
We're recording on my birthday.
We are. Happy birthday.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. I love you, bud.
Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey will forever be known as my birthday movie now.
Huh. Interesting. What a movie.
What a movie. But before we talk about this movie,
of course, let me remind everybody, we are gonna spoil Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. So if you've not seen this movie yet, pause this, go watch it, and then come back and listen to the rest. Unless you're okay with spoilers, then just, you know what? Sit down, relax, and enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
But buddy, I think before we get too crazy into what we talk about, I think the people and I want a 3-minute recap of Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. So whenever you're ready, man, just so you know, if you don't do it in 3 minutes, I have actually hired Winnie-the-Pooh to come and kill you.
Wait, Winnie-the-Pooh himself or somebody dressed as Winnie-the-Pooh?
No, the Winnie-the-Pooh. He was expensive, very expensive, but he will kill you if you don't do it in 3 minutes. So just heads up.
Yeah, I saw he's like 500 something on Cameo.
Hey, Scary, really, I hear you're a great kid. And
Scotty, jeez.
Every time.
Just kill me now, Winnie. Nobody ever calls him Winnie. Like, hey, Winnie, what's up?
That's true.
They always just call him Pooh or Pooh Bear.
Yeah. Gosh.
What's up, Winnie?
What's up, Winnie? I feel like maybe his really close friends call him Winnie. But you got to be like in that inner circle.
Like Piglet.
Yes, like Piglet would be fine.
but not Eeyore.
No, Eeyore is Eeyore. Oh.
And with that, let me start this 3-minute recap.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Okay, so Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey takes place many years after the original Stories from the Book, A.A. Milne's beautiful book. Christopher Robin, at some point, left Winnie-the-Pooh and his friends, abandoned them in the forest to starve. And they became so hungry that they went feral and had to eat Eeyore. And that's really sad. Years after this, Christopher Robin brings his wife to the forest, to the 100-Acre Wood, to meet his old friends. Well, they find that his old friends are now, they're murderers, and they eat people. And they proceed to kill his wife. Also, we have Maria and her friends staying in a cabin in the woods, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Maria's been through some trauma of her own, and she's getting away with friends to just deal with everything. Well, little do they know that their cabin is in the 100-Acre Wood. It's pretty close to where Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are. And, eventually things happen, and Winnie the Pooh and Piglet hear music. They find this cabin. They start going on a murder spree of all these girls that are staying there. They kidnap one of them. They all end up back at Winnie the Pooh and Piglet's campgrounds, I guess you'd call them. Motorhomes. There's a little tussle. They find another girl who's been kidnapped by Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, who Piglet has been eating her face. Christopher Robin, they find him. They cut him loose. Well, a couple of the girls end up dying while all this is happening. Maria and the other girl, I'll say her name later. I have them all written down, but basically, Jessica. Maria and Jessica go in. They get a truck. They're trying to escape. Winnie the Pooh comes along and stops them after Piglet is left at the campgrounds with another girl who, quote unquote, kills Piglet. So anyway, yeah, Winnie the Pooh's back at the truck with the girls. These mechanics from the beginning of the movie show up, and they're strangely not weirdos, and they try to protect the girls, but then Winnie the Pooh kills them all. He kills the other girl. He kills Jessica, cuts off her head. He's about to kill Maria when Christopher Robin shows up. He's like, Pooh, no! And he crushes Pooh between two cars. And then he's trying to get away with Maria, but Pooh is strong, and Pooh pushes the cars away. And then Pooh gets Maria, and Christopher Robin's all, Pooh, don't do it. And Pooh slices Maria's throat. And he's sitting there stabbing her to death as Christopher Robin runs away.
Oh, beautiful. This may be my favorite 3-minute recap just because of you saying, Pooh, Pooh,
Pooh, don't do it.
don't do it. Oh my gosh.
What's happened to you, Pooh?
I know.
Wait, did I just sound like Mia Goth in Infinity Pool?
Oh, kinda, yeah. Well done.
What's Alexander? What's What's his character name in that? I can't.
Yeah, I know. She keeps yelling it too.
Yeah. But anyway, that's
Lord.
what I felt like I was doing an impression of. Anyway, hi.
Hi, dude. Perfect. Pooh just called and said he is not going to kill you, but I still had to pay him, which is a real bummer. But
but at least you had to pay him in honey.
I did. It was yes, $500 worth of honey. It was a lot of honey. Oh my god, and blood. No,
Ooh.
yeah, see? Shout out. But after that, after your 3-minute recap, I want to know, man, you gave everyone the deets. But I'm very curious your thoughts on this movie. Did you enjoy 2023's Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey?
I got a preamble here before I announce what I felt about this movie. So we saw last week or last episode, we said that this movie had a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Right. Yep.
Turns out that's just the critics.
Oh.
Audience score is 50%.
Whoa, that's quite the jump from 3. Okay, yeah. All right.
Also, I need to say that I have basically 3 favorite children's books. One is Where the Wild Things Are.
I knew that one.
2 is Winnie the Pooh.
Mm.
And then 3 is Curious George.
Love Curious.
Now, Winnie the Pooh, funny enough, of all those 3, Winnie the Pooh did not become one of my favorite books, children's books, until I was an adult, strangely enough.
Right on, dude.
I mentioned in that last episode that I read a book called The Tao of Pooh that related Winnie the Pooh and friends to the Eastern philosophy Taoism.
Right.
Which changed my life when I read it.
Nice.
But I also realized how much I did love Winnie the Pooh. And that's when I got into the children's book as opposed to the Disney character.
Okay.
I love Winnie the Pooh. Let me ask you a couple questions before we get into this.
All right. Okay.
First of all, what's your favorite children's book?
Oh, man. From when I was little, oh my gosh. I mean, I always loved like Arthur. Arthur was kind of my go-to. I mean, it's a series, so it's not a book.
It was a mouse?
Arthur, no, the aardvark. Arthur the aardvark.
See, I don't know.
Yeah, Arthur.
Different generations here. I love it.
Right? Yeah, so Arthur was probably my go-to. We had all of them. So I would say Arthur. Or I always like the Bernstein Bears as well. That was kind of, again, a series, not a book, but...
now let's go back to Arthur the aardvark.
Yeah.
He's a beloved character from your childhood. How would you feel if somebody made a movie that turned Arthur the aardvark into a murderous psycho?
You know, I don't think I would be bothered by it. I think I'd be like, okay, 2 different things, but silly enough where I'm like, all right, we'll go with it.
Yeah. See, I think a lot of people, there was a lot of talk from people who were bothered by their childhood memories being turned into horror or horrific imagery.
Right.
I have a fascination with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want all of my childhood children's books, characters, whatnot. I want them all turned into horror movies.
It'd be pretty sweet.
That said, I went into Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey with low expectations.
Right.
And I was actually shocked by how much I enjoyed this movie.
Nice.
And at times, I was shocked from everything I heard. I was shocked by how well this movie was made.
Yep.
Before we get into it, what did you think of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
I'm with you, dude. I think the same thing. Yeah. Again, same thing. I went in with kind of 0 expectations, just especially since we heard the 3%. And I really hadn't heard much except for, the process of them making this movie, and everyone's like, there's going to be a Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Oh my gosh. So I didn't really know much, and I didn't have any expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised when watching it.
I think that's not true. I think we both had low expectations. I think
you're right.
We expected a bad movie.
You're right. Yes. Yeah, you're right. I should have phrased that different. Yes, you're right.
And I'm honestly confused by a lot of people who seem to champion, like, honestly not good horror movies because they're fun and whatnot, that have talked negative about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Because this movie was awesome. It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
A lot of the drawbacks I saw, most of them, just seem to be because of a low budget.
See, that's what bugs me, though, is like when people get upset about a low budget movie, I'm like, man, they did something really cool with not a lot of money. Like, I would say, it shouldn't be bummed. You should be impressed and be like, wow, with not much money, they made a pretty awesome movie. So it always bugs me when I hear people complain about low budget. I'm like, man, look at what they did with the low budget. That's exciting. Look at the positives.
Yeah. And I mean, I will give it to people. I don't think they're so much complaining about the low budget itself, but I think that they're complaining about things that would have been solved with a higher budget.
Okay. Okay.
I think there's in movies like this, there's 2 ways to look at some of the things you see. Like, for instance, some of the CG blood.
Right. Yep.
I didn't like it.
I actually have that on my disliked pile.
I knew
So, yeah.
I knew you would. You and I agree on that.
Yep.
I did not care for the CG blood. There was a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
But however, if it was done because of costs
Mm-hmm.
and because of how quickly they had to shoot the movie and stuff like that,
Right.
it's a different way of looking at it. I'm still going to critique the CG blood,
Right. Yep.
but I will understand and accept that maybe the production had no other way of doing it.
Yep. Yep. I get that. Totally understand that.
Because there's other things in this movie that, with the time and budget that they had, are extremely impressive.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely.
Starting with that little animated intro. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's my number one thing right there. Was that animated intro was awesome, and the narration, I should have written it down. Whoever narrated it though was perfect. Like it was awesome. It was seriously, when I went in with, I guess like we said, low expectations, and I see that intro, I was like, whoa, okay, not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I'm not sure who did the narration. I'm looking at the IMDb list.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, oh, you know what? I missed some people. I didn't look at the full cast and crew, darn it. Toby Wynn Davies is the narrator.
Well done, Toby.
But also starring in this movie was Nicola Wright, Richard Harfst, and Bao Tu. And those were the three reporters.
Oh, okay. Those were the three that didn't make it on like the top list. Gosh, we couldn't have added three more. All right.
Yeah, you have to go to all cast and crew to see them.
Come on, IMDb.
But yeah, the narration was great.
Mm-hmm.
The animation was great.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come right out and start right early with, holy crap, the musical score to this movie. Like, okay, it was a good score, period, first, okay?
Right.
But I was not expecting this good a score for this movie.
Right. I had the same note because I usually, as you know, it's hit or miss with scores with me. I'm like, I either remember them or I don't. I liked this one. It was the same thing.
God,
I was like, this is great.
And you notice it right away. And
yes.
It's so nice. Andrew Scott Bell was the composer.
Nice.
And he actually commented on our Instagram. So I hope he's listening, because
that would be awesome. Yeah. And great name, by the way.
Yeah, Andrew.
Wait, what was his middle name?
Scott.
Dude, come on.
And then our third co-host that hasn't joined the show yet, Bell.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Now, if we ever have a third co-host, we have to.
If we don't find a Bell,
your name has to be Bell.
That'd be amazing.
But yeah, he commented. I told him, I was kind of vague because I don't like to give away what we thought of a movie, but I did say that I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by my review, at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made a point to say I have no idea what Andrew thought.
Right.
Because we don't tell each other what we think of our movie until we record. So
right.
I had no idea what you thought of this movie until right now.
Yeah. Yep. And I think I have a feeling just from our intro so far that we're going to have a lot of the same feelings for this movie.
Absolutely. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, me too, dude.
I was so nervous that you were going to hate it.
No. And honestly, like I said, I was nervous just because of the numbers, but then I'm always like, I do that sometimes where I look at the critics and I'm like, uh-oh. And then I'll see a movie and I'm like, that was great. I'm like, stop thinking that it's not going to be good because of what other people say. Have your own opinion, man.
Well, hey, I thought so too, but I hoped I'd be at least pleasantly surprised, and it'd be a case where it wasn't a great movie, but I was able to find things that were good about it.
Right.
Which is what we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, it sounds like we both legitimately enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But going back to Andrew Scott Bell, because there's a couple things I wanted to say about him.
Please. Yeah.
First of all, the opening music during the intro, I loved how it started out like very fairy tale-ish.
Totally.
But then the way he was able to get dark with it.
Yep.
So good.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
And I've got some trivia here.
Oh, yay. Yay, trivia.
Did you know
I didn't.
that Andrew Scott Bell, he got an actual violin in a beehive? There was a guy
What?
who did an experiment where he built a beehive inside a violin. He wanted to see if bees would habitate live in it. That was like Elmer Fudd for a second. Or Porky Pig. Porky Pig horror movie. Sorry.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah, so and there's a video of Andrew opening up this violin, and it's like surrounded in beehive. It's freaking cool. And he actually played it. He called it the beehive-olin.
That's awesome. For this movie, like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That
He
is
traveled
awesome.
to this guy's place to get this violin from him. This guy had packed it away.
Dude,
So
that is so cool. That's really cool.
It was very cool watching him actually playing it with his bow.
I'll need to look it up, man. That's so cool.
Also, I knew there was something about it, but there's Latin singing at times in this movie.
Yep. Yeah. Yes.
And I listened so hard to what they were saying. Evidently, they are saying blood and honey in Latin.
That's pretty awesome.
Come on.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
So yeah, well done, Andrew Scott Bell. I listened to the
Absolutely.
soundtrack on its own also, and it's just so good.
Is there a vinyl of it? Do you know? Or will there be? I wonder.
I don't know.
That'd be
Waxwork.
cool. Yeah. Come on.
Get on it.
Wax. No, wait.
Beeswax.
There you go. Yeah, that works. I was like, wait,
You
is
were
that
there.
the right
You were
thing?
close.
I was there. I knew there was the pieces were there. You put the puzzle together, friend. Thank you.
Let me get, I guess, a couple of my quibbles out of the way.
Yep. I will too.
So I mentioned the CG blood.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, and this could have also been something with the time constraints and budget, but
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the editing could have been better at times.
Okay.
Specifically, the first time I noticed it, it just felt weird to me. The girl who shows up late.
Yes. Yeah.
The redhead, Tina.
Mm-hmm.
She shows up late and she gets out of her car and goes into the woods for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's Pooh and he's chasing her. And it's just so fast. There's
That's
no
true.
build up whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the movie could have breathed a little bit in some places.
Mm-hmm. I get that. I absolutely understand that. Yeah. It's a horror movie. I mean, suspense. That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how I felt. What about you?
Okay.
Did you have any other minor?
So the only one I wasn't sure, and I, like I said before, I was like, maybe your 3-minute recap will help. I just didn't know. I didn't know if I missed anything. This isn't a quibble. This is a question, I guess, of why the girls went there. Like, I didn't know if there was some reason, or it was just they wanted to get to the woods.
Where, the cabin?
Yeah. Like, why they picked there, or was it just like, hey, let's get out of town? I don't remember, so help me.
I think it was, I don't think
they
there
just
was
want to
a
get
big
out.
reason.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I didn't know if I missed something. So again, not a quibble. I didn't know if I missed anything there.
I think they were getting away. Maria wanted to get them away because Maria was stalked by a guy who broke into her house and was starting to undress her.
Yeah,
and just made her feel really violated.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they all wanted to get away for a weekend, and they just got this Airbnb in the middle of the forest, which was pretty cool, by the way. Nice house.
It was nice.
I would stay there.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
No, they were. Here's the other thing. Okay, so that's about it, I guess. Yeah. I might have some tiny little things as we go along.
Yeah.
But the acting.
Yeah, dude.
It was good.
It was good. Yeah. I agree.
Those girls were great.
Yep. I totally agree. I know it could have. Again, when you have like a lower budget, you kind of almost have that like, is it gonna be? They just had to find someone, but it wasn't. They were. I mean, they were.
Let's think back to a movie we did at the end of the year, Terrifier 1.
Yes,
I love Terrifier, but the acting could have been better. It was a little bit wooden, a little bit stiff. They got really good actors for this movie.
I agree. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about the acting in this one at all.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, there was a couple of cliche characters.
Yeah.
The one girl,
Always
Laura.
taking pictures.
Yeah, Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little cliche, but
Mm.
she was also perfect for that part. She was great.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I agree. Yeah, I have like I said, no complaints about the acting. Totally awesome.
Also, cinematography. Good Lord. Vince Knight is the guy's name.
Yes.
Again, such a low budget movie, such time constraints, but the lighting and cinematography was so good for this type of movie.
I agree, man. I agree.
What the hell?
I know. I'll say this. It looked like the way they filmed it and how it looked like it cost more than it did. I think I said that right. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I want to make sure that came out good.
Yeah. I agree, man.
Yeah. It was super impressive. Yes, absolutely. And I hope it's inspiring too to people that are making indie films, be like, wow, I can do something really good with a lower budget. So love it.
Now, all this said, in the interview that I saw with Rhys Frake-Waterfield, the director, he said that this movie was successful.
Nice. Yeah.
People went to see it in the theater.
Nice.
So for part 2,
they
have about 5 times the budget. So
whoa, okay.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do in the sequel.
So I had the same thought. I'm really excited, and I hope, because I don't know with like rights and stuff, I don't know what they can do, but I'm like, man, if we could get like a creepy looking owl or a creepy looking bunny, like kind of in the vein of like Donnie Darko-y, you know what I mean? Like this could be really cool. So,
well, you're in luck, buddy, because that's one thing that he brought up in the interview.
What? Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people were wondering that.
You're right.
How do they have the rights to be able to do this to Winnie-the-Pooh? Well, they have the rights of the characters from the novel.
Okay.
They had to be very careful not to do anything that would basically cross the line into Disney territory.
Okay. So no Tigger then, I think, is a Disney.
So that's the interesting thing, because he said that. He said, so we can't do Tigger.
Okay.
But Tigger was in the second book.
Oh, okay.
There was Winnie-the-Pooh, and then there was the house at Pooh Corner. And I specifically looked it up, and it said, yeah, Tigger was introduced in the house at Pooh Corner. So I sent Rhys a Instagram message. Sorry, Rhys. I just really wanted to know, but he hasn't answered yet. I was asking him what the deal was. Does Disney actually own Tigger?
Okay.
Like all together.
Huh.
So yeah, I'm not sure about Tigger. Somebody out there may know more than me.
Yep. Let us know if you know.
Yeah.
Comment. Let us know.
Because from what I Googled, Tigger was in the second book.
Cool. Well, I'm pretty sure they mentioned at the beginning in the animated intro, like owl and rabbit.
Yes.
I'm almost
owl
positive.
and rabbit and Kanga and Roo, I wonder.
Ooh, that could be cool too. I feel like the designs for these could be a lot of fun for whoever's going to design part 2 characters. Like that sounds like a dream. That sounds awesome.
Rhys did say that the second movie is going to introduce more characters.
Yeah.
That we know. And
that could be so cool.
All except for poor Eeyore. Oh,
oh my God.
I can't believe I get sad when I watch the animated opening. I actually get sad because the animation is so good.
Right?
So effective.
And like of all of them that you're going to get, I guess, poor Eeyore is already sad. Like, gosh, jeez.
I guess he annoyed the hell out of him.
Right?
Also, interestingly enough, if you look at the movie poster for this movie.
Yes, yeah, I did.
One thing that Rhys said he couldn't do was Pooh's, red shirt from Disney.
Okay.
Couldn't do the same color scheme, but they threw in those 2 colors, yellow and red. Yeah. They threw those onto the font on the movie poster.
Genius. And it works too because they can be like, oh, it's blood and honey.
Exactly.
Red and yellow.
That's what it
Wink.
is. It's blood and honey.
Right. Wink.
So let's get to the meat of it.
Yeah.
Andrew, what did
Mhm.
you think of Pooh and Piglet's design?
I enjoyed them, man. I loved that the Pooh. So okay, I'll have one little quibble, but first let me talk good. I especially love Pooh's mask. I thought it was awesome, and I did think it was like I liked that it was cartoony sort of still. You know, it had kind of that. It wasn't like a real bear. You're not looking at a bear, and you're not meant to. So I liked that. I was like, that's fun. That's cool. My little quibble is I liked Piglet's mask, but it would have been, I think, kind of fun to have it a little more cartoony like Pooh's, just so they kind of match more, because I feel like his was cartoony and then Piglet's looked like just a boar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my only quibble. Again, great masks. They were great designs. I'm not upset about them, but I just thought just a little cartoonier would have made them match a little bit. So that's my only quibble with that.
I didn't even really think about that when I saw the movie, but now that you say that, I actually agree.
Oh, right on. Thanks, man.
But here's the thing with me, when they announced this movie and they started showing screenshots, obviously I always stay away from spoilers.
Right.
But I didn't know if these were supposed to be people in Pooh and Piglet costumes.
Right.
Or if they were like actually Pooh and Piglet, but just big, because in the pictures, they look like people in costumes.
Right. Yes. Yep.
And I will say that in the movie, you kind of like, they do still kind of look like people in costumes a little bit.
Yep.
But as the movie goes on, you start, at least me, I don't want to speak for everybody.
No.
But I started to buy it.
Yeah,
I started
agree.
to think of them as Pooh and Piglet and not as humans.
Right. I agree.
Now, that said, near the end, with the car, the truck and everything, and the 4 mechanics show up, it is funny to me that they immediately go, "What the hell is that?" Instead of like, "Dude, what are you doing in that costume?" You know,
right. Yeah.
That's what I would have said.
I would have.
What is that guy in the costume doing down the road? But no, they immediately thought that it was a giant bear.
Right. Yeah. And I wonder if like we're meant. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but I get it.
Good one. I liked it.
Thanks. Yeah. Keep that in. A dipweed.
I loved Pooh and his honey obsession.
I did too. There were some good shots too, where it was like he was eating it and the shadows just kind of drooping down. I was like, that looks that's effective. I like that.
Yeah. They had that one where the girl was tied up.
Yep.
And it was like the long sequence of him eating honey.
Yes.
And you know what it reminded me of?
What?
Crazy Fat Ethel Part 2.
Remember
where she's eating the pudding.
That?
We watched some. We didn't watch the whole thing.
You're right. Not the whole thing, but that clip.
But I had to show you watching her eat pudding. Or whatever she was eating. I forget. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. So guys, if that was an homage to Crazy Fat Ethel Part 2, well done.
That would be amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow, what a deep cut. That would be awesome.
Wow. So yeah, I really liked it. What'd you think about Pooh being able to control bees?
I thought that was cool. I was totally on board. I was like, why not, man? Give him the powers. And the only thing, like, you see it like once, and I don't even think they bring it up, do they? Like, or you see it a few times, I guess, but I don't think they bring up that he has like bee powers. But I really enjoyed the end where with the 4 mechanics where the guy runs and he just shoots the bees over to him. I was like, yeah, get him.
Well, I looked for it the second time, but Rhys said that when Laura is in the hot tub, there's supposed to be this thing where a bee is around the hot tub, and it goes back and basically tells Pooh where she is.
Oh, I like
I
that
don't know
idea.
if that was kind of cut out. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does make a little more sense that Pooh just hears this loud music.
Right.
Speaking of, that was a cool sequence. I was like sitting there when she was taking selfies.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it'd be kind of cool if like she looked at her photos and Pooh was in the background.
Yep.
And then they did it.
Yes.
And normally in
perfect.
another movie, I would think that's a little cliche, a little predictable. But this time I
Right.
loved it. I was like,
It
yeah.
worked. It works for this one. Totally. Yeah, I like that too. That always freaks me out in movies anyway, when like you see something in the background. I'm like, "Ugh."
Right?
Yeah.
When like something's like hidden.
Yes. I like at night. I always worry about that. Like that's why I have to when second it's dark, I close the curtains. Like I can't handle the idea of someone watching from out there. It freaks me out, man.
Especially Winnie-the-Pooh.
Yes.
That would be scary.
It would be scary just him standing there. Oh, Pooh.
I mean, if you think about this movie from a certain point of view, yeah, that can be scary.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh.
What'd you think about Pooh and Piglet's home?
It worked, man. That was fun. Yeah, it like messed up and twisted.
They live in
I also-
motorhomes.
Yeah, exactly. But I kind of liked their area too, though. It was sort of like camping, which makes sense. They're in the woods. So I was like, I'm about that, you know?
Yeah. And I like the stick tunnel
Yes, that
you
was
had to go
awesome.
through.
I thought
I
there would be
also-
more with that, to be honest, though, because I just like more. I mean, there was stuff, but I don't know. It was just such a cool design. I was like, I was expecting a little more. I don't know.
Maybe it was
So-
like Urkel. They don't want to give you too much because then you get annoyed by it.
That's fair. Totally fair. Yep.
Don't do it.
Did I?
You know you want to do an Urkel impression.
No, I can't do an Urkel back impression. I was trying to figure out how to say, did I do that in a sentence? But
Did I do that?
Ooh,
No, that
there
was
you
terrible.
go.
That was
No,
terrible.
It was great. It was
That's
perfect.
terrible. But yeah, that whole campground was amazing.
Yeah, it was a cool set for sure. I bet that was fun to film on.
Well, okay, so let's talk about the plot of the movie.
Yes,
I mean, what did you think about that?
I
It was
liked
kind
it.
of simple.
Yeah, it worked though. Like I didn't need like this intricate twists and turns plot. This is kind of what I was expecting, and it worked. Like it was what I was wanting. So great. Pretty straightforward, like you said. I liked the story. I thought it was fun of like Christopher Robin leaves and they go feral. That's a cool idea. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I like too that they kept him alive. Just like I thought that was pretty dark.
Again, this is something else that Rhys talked about in the
Yeah.
interview. Like it was a good interview.
I have to watch this, dude.
I love when I watch an interview and I get so much information that
Mhm.
I don't even write down, but then when we talk about the movie, it just all comes up.
Right.
But he mentioned how, Pooh keeps Christopher Robin alive partly because Pooh deep inside still loves Christopher Robin,
Nice. Yep.
but also because the other side, Pooh is just deeply, deeply hurt and
Yeah.
feels abandoned by Christopher Robin and wants Christopher Robin to suffer.
It's dark.
So, he puts his wife's skeletonized
Yeah.
body right next to him.
That was messed up, dude.
He whips him on the back, and I need confirmation of this, but I'm
Uh-huh.
wondering if that whip was Eeyore's tail.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, I bet you're right, dude. If it's not, that's a missed opportunity. That's perfect.
Is that a bird outside your window right now?
It is. That's a black-billed magpie. It is. I love them. They're so cool.
Is that real?
That's really what it is. Yeah, it's a
That's a
black-billed
real
magpie.
bird?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm not like a bird watcher, but like when these guys fly around, they're pretty birds, dude.
Dude, don't sell yourself short. You are an amazing bird watcher.
Stop it. No, I'm really not. These are the only ones. They're so cool. I thought you were gonna make a joke like Pooh was behind me or something. I would have looked.
I'm looking on our Zoom call and I just see this animal come into this shot. And I was trying to figure it out. It looked like a squirrel, but then maybe it was a cat. And I was like, oh, wait, no, I think it's a bird, but it's a magpie.
A magpie.
Magpie.
Yeah,
Magpie.
black-billed magpie. Google it later. Trust me, they're pretty, man. They're really
Back
pretty.
to the movie.
Yeah, okay.
So here's a thought that I had.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had any thought about this. The very end of the movie. Let's go to the very end of the movie
Okay.
here.
Okay.
When Pooh is holding Maria. Like, first
Yes.
of all, I like the fact that Maria died.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I
Yep.
thought it was dark. I thought it was good. It would have been kind of cliche if she had lived.
Agreed. No, it was a nice, not nice, but it was a good alternate than what we usually get. So yeah. Totally.
Yeah, especially after everything she's been through.
Yeah. Gosh.
You know, well, and here's the thing. Like, I know she's been through a lot, and I know she feels violated, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Like, her trauma.
Yes. Right.
I don't want to downplay anybody's trauma,
Right.
but I was expecting something much worse when she started talking about something that happened to her.
I agree. I really thought it was going to take a different turn. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And also, thank you to the filmmakers for not making Pooh and Piglet rapists.
Agreed. Yeah. Totally.
I wasn't totally worried about it, but it was in my head. I was like, please don't make them go that far. Yikes. I like them as cannibals, or
right.
Are they cannibals?
I don't know, because they call them like human hybrid or animal hybrid or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget what they call them at the beginning. But what did you think, though? Speaking of the beginning / end, because they said they stopped talking. Oh wait, yeah, you were gonna say something. Yeah. Never mind. Go back.
Hold on to that question.
Okay.
Because I'm tangenting here.
Please do. Tangent away.
No, I've been tangenting, and I want to get back to my point. So Pooh is holding Maria, and Christopher Robin is like, "No, Pooh," and then Pooh slices her neck.
Yeah,
and Christopher Robin is devastated.
Yeah,
and I suppose there's the argument that Christopher Robin is more sad about what Pooh has become. But at the same time, he's already seen what Pooh does. I really feel like Maria should have been Christopher Robin's wife or girlfriend in the story.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a much more tragic, devastating ending.
Right.
To have, like, maybe Christopher Robin and Maria. Sorry, I'm just spitballing here.
Hey, do it, man.
Christopher Robin and Maria are together, but Maria's been through this tragic stuff. She needs a weekend away with the girls. Christopher Robin decides during this weekend he's finally going to go find his childhood friend Pooh.
Right. Yeah.
And Pooh and Piglet capture him, and he sees other women getting killed or people getting killed by Pooh and Piglet. And then at the end, Pooh finally kills his love.
I would have been, I like that. And it would have showed, like, there's no going back. Like, that's like, they're gone. They are monsters now, or, there's no redemption. Although there wouldn't be before, but because it's Christopher's love. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I think that's interesting.
And I still think that's what the movie was going for with Maria and everything. I just think that it would have made more sense if Maria and Christopher had been connected already.
Yeah, I get that.
And in fact, the way that scene played out, I almost wonder if there was something in the original script between Christopher and Maria that was cut out later.
Yeah, sure could have been.
So many questions.
This will be I bet, because you said the interview is so good, I bet the commentary on this would be really good.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like
no bonus features on my copy, but I would love some.
That would be cool. Because I'm sure it sounds like he gives good info and would talk a lot about it. So I bet that would be a really good commentary.
Absolutely. What was your question?
What do you think? So at the beginning, we know that they can talk, these animal hybrids.
Yeah.
But quit talking once they became kind of these feral, whatever, monsters. What do you think of the final line? Because Pooh does say something.
Honestly, I liked the line. I felt like the audio mix on the line could have been better.
I agree. It was really hard to understand. I had the subtitles on, which helped, obviously. But I agree. But I thought the line was cool. I thought the delivery was cool. But yeah, it was hard to hear it.
Yeah, I think it was a little too rushed because I think it's a good line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pooh says, "You left."
Yeah.
But yeah, I did like the line. I just wish it was a little bit, give it a little more of a beat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one.
Yeah, I agree.
I did really love, again, being enamored with what they were able to do on such a small budget.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how that entire scene played out with all those burning cars behind Pooh.
Yeah, dude. Yes. That was a great shot. All of
Yeah.
it was. Like, it was
Yeah.
really cool. I agree.
And it was pretty brutal that after Pooh slices her throat and she's down, he just is stabbing her over and over again.
As Christopher Robin like runs and gets out of there. Yeah, that was dark.
Yeah.
Well, so one thing that you brought up in the 3-minute recap, which again is one of those things like where they kind of went against the grain, and I appreciate, was that the mechanics like are kind of the creepy guys in horror movies, right? Like, I mean, in a lot of them, they're always like the weird, creepy guys. These guys were cool. Like, they were cool dudes, and they were gonna help them out. And I was like, great, yay! Like,
they were going to protect these girls from Winnie-the-Pooh.
Yeah, I was happy about that. So, like, way to go against the horror grain. Give us something a little different. So, totally on board with that.
Especially after the beginning where the one mechanic was painted as a creepy guy.
Right.
Also, that part was good, but it was also weird. the part where she goes into, like, they stop for gas or whatever, and he's like, there's no gas here, it's down the road. But then, like, another couple walks in as if they're walking into a convenience store,
right? Like a normal, like
with like stuff that they're ready to buy. I'm like, wait, where did that come from?
Right. This is the happening place, man. This random shed in this woods.
Yeah, we'll take this. We'll take these zingers and snowballs.
Yeah, corn nuts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I agree.
By the way, did you watch the whole movie with subtitles?
I did. Yeah, actually, I did. Oh.
So let's talk about real quick the girl that just suddenly showed up.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Because even on my second viewing, I was sitting there watching, going, "Okay, so where did this girl come from?"
Right.
But she was just a random girl that they had evidently captured earlier that day.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
I believe her character's name is Charlene.
That sounds right.
I don't know. They didn't say it in the movie, but under IMDb, it looks like there's a character named Charlene. Anyway, when they ask her what happened to her, whatever, she says something to the effect of, "Piglet, move me," you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wait, what did she say? And I went back, and according to the subtitle, she says, "Piglet smelled me."
Oh.
I'm like, and I went back and I turned off the subtitles. I listened again, and I don't think that that's what she's saying. Weird. I think the subtitles were wrong.
Weird. Okay. Well,
yeah, I think she said mauled me,
which makes sense because she's scarred up, you know,
and that's what boars do,
right?
They maul.
However,
people.
They also are like, there's some pigs that are go and find truffles because their snouts are so good, they smell them. So they do have they got a good nose on them as well. So who knows?
Well, I just think after the next scene where Pooh pours, I guess it's honey on her face, and then Piglet starts eating her face.
Yeah.
Yes, by the way. Yes, good scene.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think the word was maul and not smell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see. I mean, there's so many good moments in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
We can just mention them. I'm going through my notes real quick because otherwise... Oh, another thing I appreciated. Oh my God.
Lay it on me.
I love how Pooh and Piglet were kind of mythical creatures in these woods.
Yeah. Yes.
There were newspaper stories of people going missing and sightings of these creatures.
That's pretty awesome.
They're kind of like cryptids or Bigfoot or, you know.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. These little urban legends. I did
love that. Yeah. Another thing is there is the gratuitous moment where Pooh rips off Tina's shirt.
Right. Yeah.
Before sending her actually bashing in her head and then putting her in the wood chipper. But
Yeah.
again, just like we were talking about with Maria's trauma, what happened to her, I'm
Right.
glad again that that's as far as it went.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I think we said earlier that we were glad that Pooh and Piglet weren't rapists, but
right. Absolutely. Yes.
that was the scene where that made me think that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, he does. Yeah. Shirt comes off. So I get that.
And you know what? I do think that that's it
Okay.
for me. Do you have anything else before
I
we
don't,
get to our
honestly.
3 questions?
Let's do 3 questions. I'm very excited about this.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
All right, my friend. Question number 1. What was the best death, / kill in this movie?
Well, I think I just mentioned it.
Mhm.
I'm going to go with Tina.
Nice.
Pooh ripping her shirt off, bashing her head into which surprised me because I thought he was just going to put her in the wood chipper, but no, he bashed her head into the corner of the wood chipper and then put her body in the wood chipper.
Probably to knock her out, so she doesn't have to experience it. Good guy Pooh. Good guy Pooh.
Good guy Pooh.
Good guy Pooh.
What about you, buddy?
So I totally forgot to put the name. I just put what the death is. So help me out with the name. I thought the sledgehammer in the pool was really effective.
Okay, that was Zoe.
Thank you. Okay, Zoe. I thought when the whole walking in the pool was cool and stuff, but the second it hits, I don't know what it was, but the sound, and then also I thought the CGI they did there was great because it looked like she got hit. That one definitely affected me the most, I think, and I was like, ugh. So I think that one.
So I would have agreed with you.
Okay.
But then Piglet just kind of keeps bringing the sledgehammer down on her body.
Right.
And I thought that would have been more effective if he had kept bringing it down on her head.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
Because then he's just bringing it down on her body. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, that's brutal, but we're not really seeing anything. And it doesn't feel impactful like the first hit.
Right. Yeah. That hit. Yes. Yeah.
Let's not ignore some of the other kills in this movie, though.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Laura getting her head run over by the car.
I like that they set it up too, because you see Pooh Bear walk over with a sledgehammer, and you're like, "Uh-oh, here we go." And then it's like a rope-a-dope. They're like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna run over her."
Yeah.
Like, whoa! Yeah. I was not expecting it.
And then when they find her body, when they see her body, when they go into the house, they show it again, and there's little spurts of blood coming out.
Yes.
And then the other, what I thought was a really good kill. It was very quick though. Alice, after she kills Piglet.
Oh,
Rhys,
yeah,
Rhys,
dude.
by the way, said that Piglet is not dead.
Right. No, of course not.
But after that, Pooh comes up, and then he shoves a machete into her mouth and just all the way in.
Yep. I wondered if that was an homage to another classic horror movie of someone being impaled and hanging there.
Possibly. Was she definitely hanging?
I thought so.
Did
I
they
might
show
be
her
wrong.
feet off the ground?
I thought so, but I might be wrong there. Which is, I mean, if it's an homage, it's awesome. It's great. If it's not, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't, but I thought it might have been. I liked it. It was a great. I mean, it was a good
I
kill.
liked it too.
Yeah.
The other kills were good, but those were the ones that stood out.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. Question number 2, my friend. Was it scary?
Well, here's the thing. No,
Mm-hmm.
but even the second viewing of this movie, I felt empathy for the human characters more than actually I felt empathy for everybody. I was not expecting to feel empathy for any of these characters in this movie,
Right.
but I totally did.
Yeah.
I felt sad during that animated opening. I felt sad for Pooh and Piglet and all the rest that they felt abandoned.
Right. Yeah.
I felt sad for Christopher Robin having to deal with his friend who's become a murderous human-eating psycho.
Right.
His best friend.
Right. Yeah.
That would be like if I came to your house and all of a sudden everybody was just dead and bloody and you were eating on Cindy.
Oh my gosh. You're like, no, Andrew.
No, Andrew, no. You just killed this random person I don't know. No.
Oh my gosh.
I have no connection to her whatsoever, but you sliced her throat. No, what have you become?
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
there were moments that I thought were legitimately creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Pooh showing up in the photo.
Yes, yeah.
Pooh outside the house, or Pooh coming into the stick tunnel chasing Christopher Robin at the beginning.
Yeah.
I felt suspense when they were in the motorhome with Pooh sleeping.
Yeah. Yep.
There was suspense, man. This movie was not without it.
I agree. Yep.
Now, I also think it would be very easy for somebody who goes into this movie with a dismissive frame of mind to just totally be like, no, that was stupid.
Right. Yeah. There's always going to be people.
I think you and I both went into it even though we had low expectations, with a very open mind.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. Yep. For sure. And I agree with you. There was definitely some suspense. I don't know if I would call it like scary for me. Like, again, it's not one I'm losing sleep over, but definitely some suspenseful moments. I absolutely agree with that.
Well, tonight, when it gets dark and you've closed your window shades, I want you to sit there and imagine if you opened your window shade and that Pooh was standing outside your window, how you would
Silly
feel.
old bear.
And tell me if it was scary.
Yeah. Oh no, that'd be scary. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. Anybody standing out there would be scary to me, man. You could be standing out there and I would not. I'd be scared. Just you're all of a sudden there. Yeah, that's scary. All right, dude. Question 3, and I think we know, but I'm gonna ask it. Did you have fun with horror?
Oh man, I had so much fun with horror. I went in expecting a bad movie, and I came away with a new favorite. I love Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. I can't wait to see Winnie-the-Pooh 2. What about you, buddy?
I did. Yeah, for sure. Again, yeah. Low expectations, very pleasantly surprised, and had a good time with this movie. And this is one of those movies, like, I feel, again, our podcast is made for. Like, it's a fun movie. Like, you just have fun with this movie. So, yeah, totally. I'm right there with you.
Winnie-the-Pooh will return. Along with Bambi, Peter Pan, and another untitled project that this whole production crew is working on.
Oh, really? I'd heard about the Bambi one. I didn't know it was them, though. That's awesome. Oh, that could be very sad.
Yeah, okay.
No, okay.
Winnie the Pooh will return, guys.
I ain't no human, Logan. Well, it ain't no bear either. Some kind of freak picking on them girls, huh?
Okay, buddy. Well, so this is your pick.
Mm-hmm.
You're picking our next movie.
Yes, sir.
And just like my last pick, I have no idea what you're going to pick. I don't even have a clue. Well,
yay.
I have a couple tiny clues, but I have no idea if they're accurate. You've been very closed off with
man,
with movies.
I won't tell you anything.
Go for it. Tell me now.
Okay, all right. So, oh man, I went back and forth between two. But I'm trying to preface this the right way. I've never seen the first one. So we're going to do the first one. But you brought up a movie that just came out that's a sequel. And I'm picking 2020's Becky. Which again, I know the sequel just came out. I've never seen the first one. I think Lulu Wilson is great. She's been great in all the horror movies I've seen. So I'm really excited to see her in this one as well. Man, I went through a couple though, buddy. This was a tough one. This was tough. But I read the synopsis of this after you had mentioned that the sequel's coming out. I read the synopsis and I was like, ooh, that just sounds like a good time. So we're doing 2020's Becky.
I have seen Becky.
Okay. Yeah.
I did like it. Okay. So I'm glad you picked it because kind of wanted to rewatch it before because I have not seen The Wrath of Becky.
Right.
So this is not a surprise. This is the one movie. If you picked any movie that I thought you might pick, this is the one. And I was like, I thought he might pick Becky so that we can see The Wrath of Becky.
Nice. Well, yeah, because I read, I shouldn't have. I mean, it didn't ruin anything, but I did read the synopsis of Wrath of Becky. So I was like, oh no, is this going to ruin it? It didn't ruin the first movie, thank goodness. But I was like, that sounds like a lot of fun too. So
yeah, I don't know anything about the sequel. So.
All right. Yeah, dude. So hopefully,
awesome.
I'm
Becky.
excited. Yeah, Becky, which if you are gonna be watching with us, if you have Showtime or Paramount Plus or the combination of the two, which they do now, it's on there. If you have Fubo TV, it's also there. Or if you want to rent or buy it, it's at all the usual places. But if you do have Paramount or Showtime, it is there streaming right now. Or Fubo.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Winnie-the-Pooh will return.
So will Becky in a crossover.
As always, everybody, thank you for listening to Fun with Horror.
Yay, thank you.
Guess what? We have a Discord now.
Yeah, I saw that.
As long as everybody, I don't know anything about group Discords, but I'm running one for Fun with Horror.
Sweet.
We've got exactly 3 people in there right now.
Right on.
Maybe we'll get more. It's an experiment. But
man,
as long as everybody is nice to each other and no spoilers.
Yeah.
In fact, I might make a spoiler like channel.
Oh, okay.
For everybody to talk about the movies that we've done.
Oh, that'd be cool. I love that.
So we'll see. But anyway, we have a Discord. I don't know how to. I'll link it on our social medias, which are Facebook. We have a beautiful Facebook group.
Yes.
Please join us.
Yeah.
We have an Instagram, Fun with Horror Podcast on Instagram. Just do a search. And we have a Twitter, at FunWHorror, at twitter.com, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's mostly me.
It is. But we also have an email.
An email.
Which is go ahead.
Oh, it's funwithhorrorpodcast@gmail.com.
There you go. That's the one. That was what I was gonna say. I thought I'd botch that. Yeah, so write us. We honestly, we do want to hear from you. We do love it. Like, it's awesome when anyone comments on anything. It's like, it's great. It's just so sweet and awesome and amazing. So please feel free. Write us, comment, whatever you want to do. We love it.
Also, I wanted to say real quick, now that nobody's listening anymore, I wanted to say a quick little thank you to James A. Janice and Chelsea, his wife, of Dead Meat. I met them at Monsterpalooza last weekend, 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
And they were just wonderful. They were so nice. It's so weird. I don't usually want to meet the big celebrities at their tables and everything. But I wanted to meet James. I wanted to meet Chelsea. They are such an inspiration for me, at least, and you, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Just not in what they do, but how they do it.
Right. Yep. I agree.
And I'm wearing my Dead Meat t-shirt right now that I got. But they were they were so awesome. They're so gracious. If we ever get to the point where we have a booth at horror conventions,
it'd be so cool.
I just want to be just like them, where they give everybody that comes up to them, they give them as much time as they want.
That's awesome.
They don't rush through people or anything.
Yeah, that's how it should be. I mean,
yeah, they're good people. As James says at the end of all their videos, be good people. And they're very good people, it seems.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so happy. I'm so glad you got to meet them. That was pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
That was awesome. But as I told you, I forgot to tell him how cool it was to finally watch Chopping Mall for the first time and to see Dick Miller go, "You dead meat."
Yeah. Dick Miller.
And
love that guy.
Be thinking of their opening. Anyway.
Right.
Andrew, I love you.
Scotty, I love you, and happy birthday again, man.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
You're so welcome.
You're so welcome.
You're so welcome.
Hello.
Oh, Hi, Irving.
Hello, Winston. How have you been?
Oh, it's my birthday.
It's your birthday. Did anybody make you a cake?
I'm 111 years old.
Oh,
That's
You're
from
so
Lord of
young.
the Rings.
that's that Frodo bagpipe.
Yeah, Frodo bagpipes.
Frodo's bagpipes. Yeah, I know. I've
And
read.
Bill and Dildo Baggins. Sorry, I could. Okay, the podcast is over. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
I had to leave. People wouldn't understand you, Pooh. Not like I did. Please, you have to believe me. Imagine what would have happened. I love you, Pooh.